want to tell you a story about a god of the Northmen called Balder. The second son of Odin, he was beautiful, good and wise. He was fair of feature, he spoke fair words, he gave fair judgments. Light shone from him. Only good things were told of him. Yet he was the first of the gods to die.
It's dangerous. Don't go near it.
Where are we? What is this?
It's the same. It's another world. It's lighter.
The bridge. It's not broken.
It's fixed.
What happened?
The bridge is fixed. Let's cross it.
The Northmen tell this story about the death of Balder. It begins with dark dreams. Night after night, Balder dreams of his own death, and the gods fear for his life. So Balder's mother makes everything in the world: fire, water, iron, stone, earth, wood, beasts, birds, serpents, poison, sickness. Swear an oath not to harm her son. One by one, they each make a vow. Neither weapons nor wood will injure him, Balder's mother boasts. Only Loki, father of Hela, the mistress of death, is not amused.
Go through it. It's dangerous. Follow it. What's behind the gate? Where will it take you? It's unsafe. You have no chance for love now.
Nobody will love you again.
Ever again. You can.
Why didn't she? She could have.
Dillian.
There he is.
There he is.
What are you waiting for?
Quick, find a way.
Find him.
Go through.
Dillian,
don't lose him.
where is he?
Where's he gone?
We're in the wrong world.
He's not here.
She's in
And
the
it-
wrong world.
He's not in this world.
He's in the other one. He's in the other one. He's in the dark world.
the dark.
The dark world.
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white. Darkness and light. Narrow dividing lines of our own making. Dillian taught her to see further. peek through the cracks and see the worlds of colour stretching away from the gloom. And Senua explored new paths into the unknown.
The gods feast and rejoice and amuse themselves by throwing spears and stones at Baldur, striking at him with sword and axe. But he comes to no harm, whatever they do. The gods never cease to wonder at this great marvel. But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Baldur's mother, "Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe?" "I did not ask the mistletoe," Baldur's mother confesses. "I thought it was too young." Oh dear.
Do you remember what it was to touch him?
You can't go up
You
there.
can't go up
Not
there.
in this world.
No, not in this world. There's no way. You can't. Do you remember how he made you feel? Senua, you've got it.
He was the only one that really... Why isn't he here?
He did love her. He's gone.
He's in the dark world.
He's gone to the dark world.
You're in the wrong world.
He's in the other world.
The dark world.
Without you.
She thought she had light within her when she was. She is pure darkness. Do you remember the smell of his neck?
Dillian saved her.
You owe your life to Dillian.
You owe everything to him. He cared in a way that nobody else did.
Nobody will love her now.
Can you remember what love feels like?
Look what happens to the things she loves. She destroys them.
He didn't believe that she was cursed.
He saved you when everyone else turned their backs. Look what happens to the things you love. There he is. Where are you taking us?
He's up there.
How do you get up there?
There's a way. There is a way up there.
Find the way.
She can do this. You're nearly there. Just find the way.
Loki makes a dart out of mistletoe and goes to the gods as they throw things at Balder. The blind god, Huth, was there.
Your love because he
Loki
believed in
asks him why he wasn't taking part. Huth says, I cannot see where Balder stands, and even if I could see him, I have no weapon. Loki replies, here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands. And Huth throws the mistletoe at Balder. It pierces through him, and to everyone's horror, Balder is killed. And for this, Huth is slain. The Northmen tell how the gods mourned Balder. His body was to be burnt on his ship, but they could not manage to push it into the sea, and sent for a giantess to do it. She comes riding a wolf and has vipers for her reins. She pushes Balder's ship into the sea with such force that the ground shakes and the rollers burst into flames. When Balder's wife sees his body carried onto the ship, her heart bursts with grief, and she dies. She's put next to her husband, and the pyre is lit, sending the dead to hell. But even so, the gods cannot accept his death.
You kill the things that are most precious to you.
Years had passed since she left her father. She trained hard alongside her friend, Dillian. She saw things no one else could. Patterns, shapes, movement. An intuition that made her an exceptional warrior. Friendship turned to love. But the shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between two worlds. That of Zinbel and her past, and Dillian,
You have no time for this. Speak.
future.
These rooms mean nothing.
Two realities tearing at her soul.
Trials to distract you. They've set you up, and now they're going to what? strong.
What if everything about wasting your time just minute by minute?
What does she think she's doing?
You're special. She thinks she can
They mean nothing.
be special.
Waste of time.
Could all be a waste of her time.
The gods are just.
All it wants to touch it.
What if the gods are laughing at her?
Messing with you.
It wouldn't be the way you stroked your hair.
Be the first time. Do you remember the way you felt?
Overcome with grief, the gods send Hermod to ride to Hell and ask Hela to let Balder return home. All the gods are weeping, he says. Are they? Asks Hela. We shall see if he is practiced. If everything in the world will weep for him, he shall go back to the gods. But if even one thing refuses, Balder stays with me. The gods send messengers everywhere. Weep for Balder, weep him out of Hell. And everything wept. Men, beasts, earth, stone, trees, metal, everything. Except for a giantess they find in a cave. Balder was never my friend, she says. Let Hel keep what she has. The Northmen say that the giantess must have been Loki in disguise.
You broke it. You killed me.
You couldn't see the darkness within you.
Do you remember the way he touched you?
The Northmen tell how the gods punished Loki for Balder's death. They captured him and took him to a cave. They fetched his 2 sons and turned one into a wolf, and he ripped his brother apart. The gods used Loki's own son's entrails to tie him down and turned these bonds to iron and dangled a poisonous serpent over his face so that its venom would drip onto him. Each time the venom drips onto Loki's face, he writhes in agony. The Northmen say that is the cause of earthquakes. A reminder, perhaps, that if even gods must accept death, then so must we.
What if this is pointless?
What are you doing? Why did you think you could make this work?
You keep seeing runes. You see runes everywhere.
Everywhere. What if they're not real? What if they don't actually make sense?
The gods were lying. If you think it makes sense, but really the gods are playing with you.
It makes sense in your mind, but it doesn't make sense.
Words, not the gods. But it doesn't mean anything.
You can't. This
The
language
girls
you don't understand.
Senua was right.
You wasted time.
Slow, quicker. Dillian!
Dillian never much cared for the underworld and looked dimly upon the druids like like her father, Zinbel.
She can do it. You can do it.
I guess he took after his father, a chieftain who believed nothing he couldn't see. And he happened to be blind. She felt safe in Dillion's arms, and to see the world through his eyes. And slowly, the darkness that had bound her so tightly began to unravel.
That's it.
Quicker.
It's your fault. He's disappeared. You've lost him to the sea. He's gone. You've lost him. He's gone to the water. He's drowned.
Senua, your father cannot understand your darkness. He cannot see through your eyes. No one can. My own father was born blind. Doesn't have the faintest idea of what the night looks like. The word dark to him means as little as the word light. So someone is afraid of the dark. Should we fix them by taking away their sight? Would you give up the beautiful world that you, and only you can see, just to be rid of your nightmares? Or is this the price you pay for the gift you have? A gift that makes you so special in my eyes. Just another part of the person I love.
I left for the wilds to protect you from my darkness. Because I love you. But it made it worse. I'm so sorry.
Killing you would be too easy. They're taking your memories to torture you.
They're taking you from the inside.
You're disappearing one memory at a time. Every time you remember, it disappears.
They're going to take everything.
They're not yours anymore. They're going to take everything you have. The memories of ghosts.
They belong to the gods, not to you.
They're eating you from the inside. They want to kill your soul.
They want to crush it.
They think they want your body. They want your soul.
They want your mind, and they're going to take it.
The memories were yours, but they're the gods now.
Nothing is yours anymore.
As Sigmund and Sinfjotli are being buried alive, Sigmund's sister throws an armful of straw into the grave mound. Hidden in the straw is Sigmund's sword, the gift of Odin. They cut their way out of the grave mound and set fire to Siggeir's hole. The king burns to death. Sigmund calls to his sister to come out so that she may live and be honored. She does come out, but only to tell him the truth. That she had slept with him, her brother, to beget a strong avenger. I am not fit to live, she says, and walks back into the fire. Strike vengeance from your heart, Senua, as there is always a heavy price to pay.